Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Hey, I got a good email for somebody. They sent me an article and it was about US dollars here in Cambodia, and I've had some experience with that, and so I read the article and it brings up some very interesting questions, I guess you can say. So we're going to discuss that today. But of course, at first I want to remind you that I have books for sale. And if you see any of the books you see on your screen and you want to read them, go ahead and feel free to click the link in the description. If that link doesn't work or any of my links don't work, let me know in a comment. I'll comment you back with the link. That seems to take care of whatever problem it is. Just to let you know. And also, if you want to help support the channel, we really appreciate it. Only $100 more to go this month and we'll meet our goal. And you can donate through either PayPal or buy me a coffee or two over at Ko-Fi.com. And it's always very much appreciated. And if you leave me your email address, I'll send you some stuff. All right. So, for some of you may not know that Cambodia does take both the riel, which is their currency, and USD. You can spend either one here, and it's all treated basically the same. With USD, it's kind of different though, because you do have to, the dollar bills and the $5 bills, the $10 bills, the 20s, you know, all the USD currency has to be kind of pristine. It has to be past a certain date. It has to be new. It can't have wrinkles. It can't have tears. It can't have markings on there or anything like that. Otherwise, people don't really, vendors don't really accept it. And I hear people complaining sometimes about that. Like, why can't I, how come they made a big deal over this little tear in my $10 bill? And the reason for that is that officially USD is not a currency here in Cambodia. So it's kind of like an extra. It's kind of like a bonus as they accept it. It's not officially a currency of the country though. They just always accepted it. Of course, with the riel, it doesn't matter. You can have that thing crumpled up in a ball and stuffed in your pocket, wet from the rain, and people here will accept it. But it makes sense that if the USD is not an official currency, they can put whatever restrictions for accepting it they want on there, and it's really no big deal. I mean, the riel itself, the currency Cambodia uses, is not that old. It began in 1955 with the King of Cambodia at the time instituted it. And then during the Khmer Rouge, all of that went away because the plan was to set the country back to year zero, and all the things that they've accomplished up until then were displaced, done away with. And then after the genocide in 1980, the riel came back into the country as its main currency and focus. But they've always accepted USD as well. So the currency of riel is not that old. A little bit over 40 years or something since the genocide. But even since I've been here, there has been an effort to slowly, Cambodia is trying to slowly distance itself from USD dependency, I guess you can say that, by making the riel more prominent. When I first got here, you could go to an ABA ATM, which is the preferred bank of expats and foreigners here, and you could get whatever amount you wanted, $20, $40, $60. But now my understanding is, from talking to people, is that the minimum you can withdraw in USD is $100. You can withdraw money in real for, as I don't believe there's a minimum on that amount if you're using the local currency, but for USD the minimum is $100 to if you want to transfer to another person, get some money out of the ATM, or things like that. Got to have at least 100 ducats. And that's changed since I've been here, because like I said before, there was no problem going there and getting a $20 USD bill out of an ATM. Also, just a few years ago, they mostly did away with lower denomination USD. $1 bills, $2 bills, $5 bills. There are vendors here that will take them, but those bills get kept in circulation. They never go to the central bank, who doesn't accept them. But most vendors, at least the ones I frequent, will not take $1 bills, $5 bills, because the Central Bank of Cambodia will not take them. If that makes sense. So there has been, even since I've been here for 5.5 years or something, there has been that push to not eliminate USD completely, but to focus more on the real and get more of that into circulation. Even if you purchase something with like a $20 bill at a store, chances are you're going to get real back as change. And we always get real. Whenever we get money USD, we always immediately change it to real, because like I said, the bills don't have to be so pristine. You have more options that way, and it is the preferred currency. But the question begs, will there ever be a time when Cambodia does away with USD? And I don't know for sure, but my thinking is yes, but I think it's going to be in the far future. I don't see a time anytime soon when they're just going to say USD is no longer accepted anywhere. I think they'll do it incrementally, slowly, because people don't mind change if it happens over a slower period of time. If they kind of just phase it out step by step. I don't see them coming up tomorrow and saying, no more USD, we're not going to allow it anywhere, because that would put a lot of people off. That change is too big. But if they do it over time, kind of like when you're growing up, you don't realize how tall you're getting until you look at yourself from the year earlier, and you're like, oh, I grew. That's the kind of change, when that happens, that people just kind of accept, because it becomes part of living here. Like when they first quit taking $1 and $5 bills, there was a lot of hubbub, hoobalaloos, and everything else. But it turned out all right. Now it's just part of living here. Yeah. Looks like we got some food here, which is good. But yeah, I can see a time in the future that USD is a thing of the past. And one reason why I don't think they're just going to eliminate it altogether is because you can pay for your visa on arrival at the airport with USD. Of course, because you probably don't have real coming into the country for the first time. So you can give them $35, get your 1 month e-visa upon arrival, or $30 for your tourist visa, whichever reason you're here for. And of course, if they didn't take USD, that would be an extra step. It would take more time, because you would have to exchange your USD for real at either a machine or people, behind desks or whatever. And it would make the process of getting in a little more difficult. Not horrendous or anything, but take a little bit more time. That's why I don't think they'll be getting rid of it anytime soon. But sooner than later, I think maybe in the next year or two, I can see them getting rid of $10 bills. Just going with anything 20 or higher from USD. And maybe even being more strict about the way they look and you know, blemishes and things like that. And one of the ways they're trying to increase the power of their currency, the real, is if you have a what's it called? Not a Bangkok, but a Bangkong. That's a bank here. A lot of locals use that bank. If you have a Bangkok real account, they're partnering with Bangkok in other countries around this area. So people don't have to exchange money if they go to a different country like Thailand, Malaysia, and Laos. I don't think Vietnam's on that list. But like if a local travel, they have this real account in this bank. They travel to Thailand, let's say. They'll be able to use that and use their real in these other countries without having to get money out and then doing a cash exchange for the local currency. And in exchange, of course, people from those countries that have an account at this bank, Bangkok, I think it's called, if they travel to Cambodia, they'll be able to use that without having to exchange their currency for real. So that's one more way Cambodia is trying to increase the power and reach of its currency. And I think that's what had this person concerned, because they were like, well, does that mean they're just getting rid of US dollars usage altogether? And I didn't get that impression from the article I read, but it's just the fact that it has been happening. So, like I said, I've been here 5.5 years. It's been happening slowly but surely, and yeah, I can see sometime in the future where USD will not be a thing, but I don't think it's going to happen soon. So no time to panic yet. But yeah, the power of the real is growing. They're trying to lessen their dependency on USD, and they'll be doing it slowly over a period of time, I do believe. So keep that in mind. And of course, if anything drastic changes, I will be here to let you know. Those things right there are really good, by the way. Filled with all kinds of yummy stuff. All right, be sure to check out all my links down below. Like I said, if you want to donate, there's PayPal and Ko-Fi.com. If you want to buy any of my books, that link is down there. And I thank you. All right, from Siem Reap, Cambodia, I will talk to you guys in the next one.